Why is it we don't know about this seed in us? Because I think endlessly we preachers have preached to you that you will never satisfy God's righteousness and holiness until you do something. Are you listening to me now? This is very important. If it is ever preached to you that you must do something to satisfy God's righteousness, you're being lied to. Why? Because there was only one that ever satisfied God's righteousness and His holiness. I used to preach that. I used to say, folks, you better measure up. You don't measure up, you're not going to be what you're supposed to be for God. And I was wrong. Because it isn't you and I that measures up. God finally put it all on Christ one day. It's Christ that had to measure up. It's Christ on that cross that measures up. It's Christ that bears the sin. You don't bear it. You don't bear sin. You'll pay a penalty. You'll suffer if you sin, but you don't bear it. Because God put it all on Jesus. That's the reason why we don't get our forgiveness right. God put it all on Him. Well now, it is only Christ that satisfies God as to the law of sin. What sin? All past sin, Abraham saved by Calvary. All present sin, you and I are saved by the cross. All future sin, sinners and you and I might commit, all future sin is satisfied at the cross. When you come to God for forgiveness of sin and say, God, I'm going to really do better now. I've straightened out, and I'm going to fix it so you'll be proud of me, and I'm not going to sin anymore. How do you think God feels when one day, knowing what you were able to do, knowing what Lucifer had already done in Adam, how do you think he feels because of the past? When on that day he took all the sin ever to be committed and he put it in the body of his priceless Son and killed him. To have you come along later and say, now, Lord, I'll measure up. I'll be fit. I'll do it. How do you think that makes him feel? I know his reaction to you is love. But if he's touched by the feeling of our infirmity and can be hurt by what we do, I don't think you could hurt God any more than ever saying, God, I'll measure up. I'll get righteous. I'll be right. I'll straighten it all out. When he had to look that day and turn his back on his most priceless possession, the one he loved most, who bore that sin, even the sin you're in now, even the wrong you're in now, and the wrong you're going to do, he said, I'm covering it right here. I'm taking care of it here. And he so much as says in this book, I never want to hear them say again, I quit it, I did it, I'm worthy, I'm righteous. I won't do it again. I'm able. I'll stand. By grace are you saved, and by grace are you kept saved. By Christ's death are you alive, and by his death do you stay alive. What is judicial forgiveness? Judicial forgiveness is where you believe on the Lord Jesus Christ and do nothing within yourself. What is fatherly deliverance? That's where we confess. If we confess our sin, he's a father who faithfully and justly forgives us. Oh, we'll say, I'll not do it again, Lord. But he isn't banking on you to not do it again. He's banking on that seed. Yeah, Lord, I'm going to love you to the end this time. He won't depend on what you said. He'll depend on that seed. Are you following me? That's what he's always done, and that's what he'll always do.